It's always unfortunate when you've been training for a fight for how many weeks, and then your opponent backs out.
He's in a tough spot. He's 5-3. He's a very good fighter with a bad record. No one's looking to fight him.
Right,
it doesn't do much for anybody.
He also just looks wise. He looks like an absolute freak. So.
Chance is ready to go. Both the bad blood did seem to spill into there a little bit.
Both guys more than ready to throw down and put the name the
I think this
Christmas
might be the best
Massacre.
matchup so far of the night.
Definitely potential for fight of the night.
They
Still get a glove tap.
Eric Thomas in the left-handed stance, both in black trunks. Chance in the traditional stance.
Thomas being the aggressor so far here, left-handed fighter. And having some success with the kicks. Good left and right movement from Eric Thomas as well. He's able to set up that left hand.
Eric coming in wild, got caught with the right hand by Chance.
Yeah, he kind of got caught coming in there.
Gets the takedown. We'll see how Chance is off his back and his guard.
Seen this a good amount tonight, where people just kind of lock up in the guard and not trying to work any hook sweeps or anything like that, especially when they're up against the cage.
He's setting something up here.
Here we go.
Looks like he's trying to set up an arm bar.
Kind of in the diamond position here. Had to give it up. At least he's working an overhook on Eric Thomas's left arm here. Off trying to set up another submission. Maybe another triangle here.
There we go. Triangle's
He's pulling down
in.
in the head. He's doing everything right. If he could maybe catch the angle. If he could angle off to his right here. He's doing a good job pulling down Thomas's head. And that's really wearing out Thomas. I mean, it may not look like it.
He switched it up. I don't think he has it all the way on the right spot yet, though, does he, Cam?
Nope. If he could just catch an angle more, you can see his ankle is kind of twisted a little bit. His left ankle. But it looks like he might finish anyway. He's just making it all the tighter.
Oh, nope.
Very impressive for Thomas to squeak out of that one. But he may wise up next time you try to think about getting the guard of Cretsinger.
Nice straight left, nothing too hard, but Thomas is coming in a little reckless. He got caught already once.
He is, and he's switching from lefty to righty a little bit. Back in the left stance, though.
Chance looks confident on the feet. Just thrown a nice right hand down the pipe.
Both fighters with kind of a low guard here, both a little bit relaxed. Trying to both find their range. That's a couple times now, as you mentioned, Eric Thomas is coming a little wild.
For sure, he's coming in hard, but with some shots, but he could definitely get caught coming in.
Solid knee from Cretsinger would be a perfect thing to throw there when he comes ducking with that head down like that.
Thomas, the sloppier but more aggressive fighter. Chance seems like the cleaner, less active fighter so far.
And there he gets kind of caught again, but at least gets Cretsinger up against the fence. Kretzinger's doing a pretty good job of probing Thomas with his left and then throwing either that right cross or that right kick. We may see him try to do it again here. There he goes.
Should be able to nice positioning here by Thomas. He should be able to, if he can get out of this guillotine, he should be able to land some good ground and pound.
Yeah, and I think Thomas wised up a little bit last time. He definitely should try to stay postured up this time and not get caught in another triangle.
It takes, almost took chances back.
Should have just kind of weighed down him a little bit more there. He had him in the turtle position, could have put some weight on him. Eric Thomas has to be careful leaning over like that. Good low kick. A great time for Cretsinger to throw a kick. Thomas is letting his arms hang loose. Again, with righty fighting a lefty, it's always a perfect opportunity to throw those body kicks and much less risky. Yeah, that was kind of another tough round to score there. Do you have any opinion on that, Jeremy, would you say?
Yeah, for sure.
I'd maybe argue, I'd say I have to give it to Thomas. But, you know, Cretsinger did have that submission attempt in that. But as far as more active on the feet, I'd also say Thomas for that as well. And he was able to get him down. He didn't have him down for long, but he was able to take him down a second time up against the fence. You're seeing a lot more now in the UFC and everything too, of guys getting taken down and not really getting the points for it if they're not doing any damage. It's one thing to take someone down, but they're really expecting people to take them down and you know, cause some damage when they get them down there.
Chance did seem like a smoother fighter. However, I do think that Eric's aggressiveness probably did win round one.
Cretsinger doing a pretty good job.
Nice head kick. Nice left hook.
Getting a little slippery over there.
Chance having trouble trying to figure out this guy a little bit, Cam. Chance is a clean fighter, you know, who kind of like, you can tell likes to fight at a certain pace, and Thomas is just so reckless he can't really figure out the speed.
Right, I agree. Yeah, he's kind of got a pace and kind of a beat to the way he fights, and Eric Thomas is, like you said, he's really not a beat to him.
There's no rhythm to it, but it's a nice jab there.
Yeah, Eric's finding some success. Eric Thomas in the blue is finding some success with his side kicks and low kicks, as long as he stays in range. But when he comes jumping in like that, he's been caught.
Switching stances, throws everything, Cam.
He does.
You know,
give him credit on that, because we've seen a lot of people just throwing one punch combos tonight, but he's at least throwing the kitchen sink at him.
He's got a lot of, he's showing the dog in him. You know, he's got that dog that Chance needs to open up here.
Yeah, need a little more of, put the foot on the gas for Cretsinger a little bit here.
Nice leg kick by Chance. I think the only mistake Thomas is really making is he's coming in reckless with his hands down.
There's Kretsinger's
good. That could catch him, but nice right hand by Chance. However, when you're a shorter guy, you do got to get inside somehow, and he is getting the best of most of his exchanges. I just feel like when you run in like that, Cam, when you don't get the best exchanges, it's usually lights out.
Oh yeah, and that's what I was gonna say. It's either if Chance Kretzinger is gonna get the finish here by KO, it's gonna be by Eric Thomas jumping in.
Nice. Chance getting a little more comfortable in there. He needs to start pumping that jab though, I think.
There we go. Yeah, he's caught him with that hook coming in. Yep, that cross is there too for Chance Kretzinger. It's good to see him throwing a little more now than he was before. One thing too, we're seeing a few more kicks and punches from Thomas, whereas Cretsinger just kind of standing. Oh, there's a kick there, but Cretsinger has been more just hands. Kind of caught him on the back of the head there.
Now we'll see what Thomas has off his back.
Maybe a triangle of his own here.
Chance has 2 minutes here to get his point across.
And those punches to the back of the head that Thomas got caught with, sometimes those are the worst. They can really throw off your equilibrium. He's coming in like that each time, though, with his head down. Chance just trying to time him just right, and Eric Thomas is just relentless.
Some low leg damage on Chance's leg and some higher damage on Eric's leg. Both of their lead legs taking some damage.
Both guys still seem pretty decent with the cardio, staying light in their feet.
You know, Eric comes in, throws a hard hand, and leaves his hands down after. I think he's got to fix that.
And he's been caught there multiple times in this fight, too. And like you said, when you learn that the very hard way. As I mentioned before, Cretsinger just kind of sticking with the boxing and hands. And Eric's been continuing to throw punches and kicks.
Gotta love those punches to the legs, Cam.
Sure, anything to beat him up.
Chance, a little clumsy there. I don't know if he's getting tired, maybe a little bit. It has been a grueling fight. Chance is definitely the cleaner fighter. He's got to let his hands go more to make sure he gets this win, because Eric's given everything he can handle.
And Eric's, I'd argue, has had a lot more control of the cage for both rounds.
He has. Round 3.
Yeah, good fight so far. Been good back and forth. Both guys throwing up their fair share of triangles. And on the feet, yeah, I'd like to see, because a few times Chance Cretsinger threw a few head kicks, and both of them landed, not clean, but I mean, if you were to stick with those and just time it just right, that could be pretty positive for him too, especially with Eric Thomas just kind of lunging in. Not many knees thrown from either guy. And that's something I've experienced in my last few fights. Those knees really take it out of you. I mean, a body punch can be kind of hard to land a lot of times because you'll be getting punched in the head simultaneously, but a knee that can end a fight real quick. Good show of sportsmanship to get this round going.
This will be a big round here for a guy like Chance. Cam, he's 1-1. This is a chance to turn the corner. When you're a top amateur going 1-2, that's a tough start to the career.
For sure.
Eric at 5-5, kind of the same spot. Both guys have a lot of potential. I got a lot of respect for both guys here. I see a lot of talent. I think Eric needs to work on his wildness coming in, and Chance needs to be a little more active. Nice left hand there. What's it like, Cam, to fight a wild and reckless guy where you just, you got to give up on just trying to predict what he's going to do and do your thing, don't you?
Sure, or you just, you got to try to subdue it a little bit. And again, a lot of times mine just getting up against the cage, taking him down, whatever it might be. And that's where Chance has been a little more lackadaisical, just kind of sitting back, which now, he may possibly be down two rounds to none. So he needs to get a little fire under him for this last round.
Yeah, I feel like Chance has blown a chance by not pumping that jab in there. He's not been able to keep Eric honest.
Sure. Yeah, and as I was mentioning last round too, Chance hasn't really been throwing any kicks. He's had success when he does, but Eric Thomas has been throwing, like right there, he's been mixing up the kicks and the punches.
He has, and he's throwing those kicks every inch angle and every type of kick. I mean, there he is, switching stances.
Right. There's a kick from Cretsinger.
Thomas, kind of a generic Lyoto Machida, Just the way he moves around, switches stances. I guess Lyoto doesn't quite rush in as recklessly, but I mean, I like the way he mixes up his kicks.
So yeah, that's where they're different. Lyoto catches guys rushing in. But, yeah, he's definitely been throwing different looks at him. He's not been, one.
If he gets a takedown here, I think he's got this fight locked in.
Yeah, he hasn't been one-dimensional at all.
Eric Thomas looks like a very tough gamer. Tough test for anybody. Chance might have bitten off a little bit more than he can chew here, Cam.
Yeah, he seemed like he's just kind of sitting back waiting, which is, especially this third round, again, probably being down is the last thing he wants to be doing. And he hasn't really, there we go, I was going to say, he hasn't really been rocked too hard. Kind of getting a little more tired, only throwing one punch combos. And with Eric Thomas having his hands so low, I mean, why not throw the head kick? Though it is hard to throw a head kick as you're moving backwards.
2 minutes left here. I really feel like Chance has to kick this into high gear if he wants a chance to win this fight. And, you know, the judges have been spot on today.
They have. They've done a great job today. I think everything's been called as it should.
Oh, nice left hand.
And I think that's where we both would agree that where Eric Thomas has seen most of his success, whether it's switching stances or switching from low to high.
I think he's frustrated, Chance.
Right.
You know, Chance doesn't know what to do.
And he can't get that beat on him we were talking about before. Can't get that rhythm.
And he never gets off first. Thomas
Sure.
gets off first almost 90% of the time. Like right there. First and last, actually, Cam.
Right.
If I would mix in a takedown here with a minute left. I think a takedown just solidifies this round for Thomas. Chance hasn't shot for any takedowns yet in this fight. Here we go, Thomas. Nice right hand. Wild, but if you could harness Thomas, you'd have a hell of a fighter.
Agreed. Both guys just kind of settling into the last couple minutes of this fight here.
Chance almost needs a one-punch knockout here, and he doesn't seem like he knows this.
Yeah, he rocked Thomas just a minute ago, too, with the hook, so there's still time, but if I see a knockout coming from Cretsinger, I'd see it coming from a kick, not likely a punch. And there, as you mentioned, very smart takedown from Eric Thomas. And I don't think he has that guillotine in.
I wouldn't tap to it anyways, would you?
No, he's fine. He's
10 seconds left.
Right.
I think Thomas beat him 3-0. I think so.
Yeah, still a fun fight to watch nonetheless, but I agree Eric Thomas should come out with a win in this fight. And Chance never looked horrible throughout it. He just never really pulled that trigger, as we mentioned for a few other fights tonight as well. He just really didn't put his foot on the gas when he should have. Fight. Good fight, man.
Very good fight.
Yeah, also could potentially be fight of the night. But again, I guess maybe not so much so, considering, in my opinion, I think Thomas won each round.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we go to the judges' scorecard for decision. All 3 judges score this bout 30-27, 30-27, 29-28. And your winner by unanimous decision, Eric Strand.